I just want to get it recorded that it's 4:06 in the morning right now. I got up, showered, got dressed, did all this shit just to record. I am committed to the grind. I'm going to try and upload at least 5 times a week and stream 6 out of 7 days. Bear with me. I'm trying to come back. At least drop a like for that. Smoke weed. See you in a second. I want to start off by saying that I'm not proud of this. This was irresponsible. This was stupid. This jeopardized my health. It gave me the ability to smell colors. Yeah, today's story is genuinely one I never thought I would tell on YouTube. If any of my family is watching this right now, I genuinely don't think your opinion of me can go any lower than it already is. But boy, oh boy, do we have a show for you. So it all started when I was 18. Realistically, like 3 years ago to the day, it was late October, funny enough, you know. And the only reason that I think of this story now, really, is because in my Twitch chat the other day, I asked for ideas on topics, and someone brought up shrooms. So, and then they kind of belittled and made fun of me, which, you know, I kind of deserved. And it kind of makes sense to do stories like this now, because literally never, ever, ever, under any circumstance, ever again, maybe. No, okay, like 95% sure I would never do this again. But back in the day, for the love of God, it was peak stupidity. The original Soar House was kind of a living testament to that. For those lucky few of you who got a chance to visit there, you know firsthand exactly what I'm talking about. But I mean, around that time, and really a little bit before that, it was the first time I was ever out on my own, and it was like, fuck, man, like, I want to do something cool with my life. Like, I want to do something. And this is, I mean, the instance that I'm talking about is literally right before I went to the Soar House, like, right before the first one became a thing. So, late October 2016, yeah. And you're not doing anything cool from Indiana. You're doing meth, getting deported, getting someone deported, getting shot, or going to a funeral of someone who got shot. That's Indiana in a nutshell. Or you're shucking corn. Haha. So you gotta think, that's my current situation. I've got no school. I've already graduated. The internet is my only job. And I was a fat white kid who loves Mac Miller. Like, God forbid I wanted to try mushrooms, okay? I'll admit it. Sorry. So I ended up hitting up a few people, and I wound up getting them from a friend of mine who lives in a van now. Shout out to her boyfriend, who I think is now her fiance, their dog, and their van. All great people, animals, and vehicles. So she drops off a ½ ounce of magician's mushrooms. To put it into perspective for you, there's 16 big ass cow shit covered mushrooms right in my, you know, close vicinity. Long story short, I ate 14 of them. Okay, not intentionally, really. My friend Tyler was there, if you guys remember him from any other storytime videos, but he was there kind of coaching me through it. So I eat like 2 of them and I wait 5 minutes or so and nothing happens. So I'm like, dude, fuck this. This sucks. Everything about this is stupid and dumb. Anyone who does this and says it works sucks dick and is stupid and dumb. And Tyler's like, dude, you're looking at this the wrong way. If they're not working, you eat more of them. Now I'm like, shit, I didn't even know. I didn't even do a think about it. And, you know, I didn't have this idea. So I have 14 of the 16 mushrooms. Tyler has 2 of them. And on like the 10th one, I could feel it a little bit. But at that point, me and Tyler were having such a good time and just cracking up, laughing fucking... I really don't even want to think of the sounds that were coming out of my body, because it was just like short bursts and giggles. I probably sounded defective. At the point that I realized the bag is empty, it's about the point the fucking walls started oozing and closing in together. So I'm like, yeah, I am 100% tripping face right now. And I go to tell Tyler about it, who's sitting literally right next to me, to the left of me, in the basement. Keep in mind, we're in like an underground like dungeon. It's an unfinished basement, so everything looks very scary. I go to tell Tyler what's going on, and finally, after I explain it to him like the second time, he just laughs in my face. And I get it, haha, I'm the fat kid, you know, tripping on psychedelics, so I'll make fun of him because he's having internal struggles, LMFAO, I get it. So I sit down for a second, you know, I gather myself, my thoughts, my composure. sit back up, and I try and tell him, you know, what I was feeling again. He's fucking laughs at me! So finally, I'm like pissed off, and he could tell that I was like agitated by it, and he's like, no, dude, I don't think you understand. Like, you aren't making any sense at all. And I sat back for a second, and I was like, dude, what? And everything just kind of started leaving my head. Like, I genuinely thought I had forgotten the English language. So I sat back and tried to tell him, like, okay, shit, we have a problem. This isn't good. And the only thing that comes out is... like, oh man, this is no siree bueno. I do not like this. This isn't good. So I try mustering everything in, every fiber of my being into this, like, to, like, tell him, I have a problem, like, this isn't good, I need help. So finally, after, like, 4 or 5 minutes of just deep breaths and building up my endurance, kind of like just readying myself, getting myself prepared for battle, I looked to him, and all I remember saying was... Absolutely no sense going on. And finally, I got so genuinely, like, pissed off that I couldn't remember the English language that I started going... I genuinely felt like a stroke victim. Like, I shouldn't be making this seem lighthearted and fun. It was genuinely like, whoa. Like, I don't know whether no one wants to experience that, but it was an experience. It was, like, very out there. Like, I know it's all fun and games now, because I'm alright, but what if I wasn't? The exact reason I wanted to try something more natural and something that wasn't going to hurt me, just ironically just kind of fucked me in the face, And I transcended for like a 2-hour period to what I can only describe as the Faze House, New York, Outback Steakhouse, the Ether, and Minneapolis, Minnesota, all morphed into one equilateral hell for like 2 straight hours. I was not here. This was nothing in there, though. And then I descended back down into reality, where I found my living body on a cum-stained, shit-brown leather recliner. And as much as I want to make this seem like a graceful descent from a beautiful transformation of the mind, yeah, that only lasts for like 15 minutes, and then I went straight back to just fucking tomfoolery hell. I then stood up out of my chair and let out Tyler's dog and our other roommate's dog, both out of their cages. 6 in the morning. Tyler wakes up and he's like, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And me, as the dogs are sprinting back and forth, am just like, I don't know. And I sprinted to the bathroom, locked every lock on that door, turned the shower on as hot as it could physically go, and stepped inside with my clothes on. And then I don't know if like the hot water just made me freak out or what, but I then proceeded to lie in the fetal position for a minute, and I convinced myself that I was the only person that ever existed, that every single memory I had was a fabrication of my imagination, and that somehow, some way out there in the far nether reaches of where the fuck, that I was directly related to God. Like, I was really, really, really on one. And it was at about that point that Tyler started banging on the door, threatening to break it down. Because apparently I had used all of the hot water. I had been in there for like 3 hours at that point, and I had continuously run that water the entire 3 hours, so it was frigid cold, and he had work in like an hour, so I needed to stop. So at that point, I kind of just sobered up and went to bed. Pretty awful, huh? Anyway, discord.gg/Nudah to keep up with streams and videos. At Nudah_parody on Twitter. Retweet the tweet about this going live, and I'll follow you. Sick. I go live every single day on twitch.tv/Nudah. And I love you, smoke weed, love you, subscribe, like, comment, bye.